What's up, Flip Factor family? This is Mike Green with the Flip Factor podcast, the #1 podcast dedicated to teaching you how to find high profit deals and make a lot more money working with your contractors and being a lot less stressed out. So you have time to do whatever the F you want. Today, we're going to talk about my exact step-by-step process that I use to pay contractors so they stop ripping me off for all my money, my hard-earned money, right? So I can actually retire one day because they haven't stole all my money like a Nigerian scammer. And I'm not saying anything bad about contractors. You know, I love you guys. I just don't like the ones that are dishonest. And this is my payment strategy that I use to protect myself against those bad to the bone contractors. Delante, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
That was my rant, dude. You could tell.
I heard some personal pain in there.
There's some. I mean, look, we don't get great at anything without a lot of struggle. I feel like the energy and the fire it takes to really get great at something comes from pain. And if you're listening right now and you have a lot of pain around contractors, you know, I totally recommend you keep listening to this series of podcasts that we're doing on construction. We're also doing a free training on the Flip Factor website. You can go to theflipfactor.net. There's a training on cracking the contractor code. It's about an hour and a half long, a lot of great details in there. So if you could use any help with that, I highly suggest that you check it out. It's free, no big deal, some cool stuff. It's going to help you get some really big change in your business and start to get this headache gone. So you hear me talking about it, but I have to tell you, in the last years, it's been a really great experience working with my contractors as I've made the shift. But still, I remember the pain of how tough it was when I was overpaying people, giving them money up front, just doing all the wrong stuff. And the main reason, and maybe I'll ask you, Delante, what is the main reason you hear of people like, well, I paid my contractor up front? Why do they often do that?
Because the contractor says I won't work unless I get paid up front.
Well, that's pretty simple. It's like an arm wrestling match. It's like, well, if you want me to work, I need money up front. So here's the thing that I found over years. It's super true. It's like, about as true as it gets. The guys who are awesome, the people who do great work, who think like a subcontractor, know they're going to get in there and nail it, knock it out for you, and do a great job, didn't really require money up front to work, right? They're used to getting paid. They're confident in their ability to do a great job and to make you happy and to get paid. So I've found in my experience when they're asking for a lot of money up front, it's usually because they have low confidence in their ability to make you happy, and or they're just plain out trying to scam you and never even do a thing. Like sometimes it's just a complete scam. And sometimes they come in with good intentions. They just don't have the ability to perform or, to keep their promise.
With that being the case, Mike, what's your strategy for your contractors? Because I know something's working for you, right? You've been doing it this long. You don't have any problems with paying your guys. What do you do?
I just don't pay them, Delante.
Well, that's pretty simple. I guess we're done here then.
Drop the mic. Boom. Done. I'm out. See you guys. It sounds crazy simple, but stop paying them. Now, okay, I'll give you that strategy. Super. That's my payment strategy. Do not give them any money up front regardless, because the bottom line is, and I'll help kind of change some of your thinking around this. If you understand like construction industry, which I've gotten to understand over the years, there's two kind of parts of the construction industry. There's the retail part where, you work with a homeowner and that homeowner pays like full price, and that person's usually got a home improvement license and they're certified and they got a storefront and trucks and vans, and they'll require like a third down. So that's kind of standard, right? For materials, because they're buying the materials and everything. And then there's there's called commercial construction. And the way commercial construction works is generally the people will get paid and say what's called 30-day or 60-day net. So like Delante would come out, do the job, invoice the company, and that company would have 30 days to pay them. So we try to find somewhere right in the middle. We obviously don't want to give anyone a third down, and we don't want them waiting 30 to 60 days to get paid, because that would be pretty difficult for them financially. So what we do is we tell people like, hey man, we're a commercial company. We're going to give you a lot of repeat business, and we're going to be able to keep you really good. You won't have to come do really very many estimates at all. You might have to check some stuff out here and there. For the most part, I'll have standardized pricing that you can work with. And here's the best part. Usually with a commercial company, you get paid 30 to 60 days net, but Delante, I'll pay you as soon as you're done. That way you don't have to wait for the money. Does that sound good? I don't know a time someone's not said, oh, okay, it makes sense. Because basically before they can bring the objection up, I need a lot of money, we kind of let them know this is how business is done. Now, some people are crazy and don't want to hear it, even though it makes a lot of sense, but that's an easy way to weed them out, because see, good subcontractors, they hear that. They're like, yeah, man, duh. That's how we do business, right? The only people who are going to give you crap about it are the people who are, they have the devil in them essentially. Like you're trying to do some nasty stuff, man. They're trying to run off with your money. They're trying to I don't know, man. Maybe they owe some bookies that are coming after them. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So we don't want to give anybody money up front, but it's important that we can communicate to them why we're not paying them up front. It's not distrust. It's just, I usually say, well, my investors, this is how I work. He gives me, you do the work. I confirm it's done. He writes me, he clears the money and I give it to you the same day or next day. Then we can keep doing that, Delante. If it works out, man, you don't ever have to worry about getting work again. One of the biggest struggles that contractors have is finding work. I don't know if anyone knows that, but it's hard to go out and find work.
There's a lot of contractors who I've seen, but I'm sure a lot of other investors have seen that says, I've been burned before by an investor. I need to get paid up front. And they're resistant, to kind of following the system of, hey, we don't pay up front. We don't do deposits or anything like that. Like, how do you deal with those kind of guys? The guys that just don't trust you yet. You know what I mean?
Well, this is the one thing. So I want you to think back to, I'll give you one of my scenarios. Like when I was a teenager, I used to have a girlfriend that always thought I was cheating on her. Well, guess what? I don't know. What do you think happened there, Delante?
You eventually cheated on her?
No, dude. Well, maybe, but not really. But she was cheating on me is why she always thought so badly of me. It wasn't that I was cheating on her. It was that she had those thoughts. So she assumed I thought like her. So this is what's happening. And yeah, I'm giving you some deep stuff, man. If your girl's on you about cheating, you better check out what she's doing potentially. Look, people who are trusting and are do great things, well, they think others are like them. So if somebody does great work and they don't rip people off, they don't think like somebody that's dishonest. The people who are so overly worried about being ripped off and, they tend to bring that energy to them, right? If you've heard The Secret, right? Whatever we put out to the world comes back to us. It's kind of that karma thing, and we create whatever we believe in. If you believe someone's going to rip you off because maybe you thought about ripping people off, or maybe you've been ripping people off, well, likely it's going to happen. So I've had many times where contractors have said I ripped them off, but really what happened, if you want the real true story, they started the job, didn't finish it, and then disappeared for a month, and I hired someone to finish it, and then they come back like, where's my money at? The job's done. I'm like, well, you didn't finish it. I had to hire someone to finish it, but here's your cut of it. I'll pay you for what you did, obviously, because I want to be honest, but I can't pay you for what the other person did. And they're like, you ripped me off. And I'm sure when they call, they answer an ad or they go to work for others, they're going to be like, I need to be paid up front because I've been ripped off by Mike Green, right? Because this is the way they think. And it's just, and they're just trying to get you to pay them so they don't have to be accountable to do good quality work and keep to their promises. So this is the main, remember, it's a hustle, right? If I tell you you're doing something, it takes the attention off of me. Right. If it keeps you on, if they're qualifying you like, Delante, I need to get paid up front because I don't trust you. So what do you start doing? Well, you can trust me. I'm a good guy. I pay everyone, man. Yeah, I'll probably give you like 500 up front, man. And, you see, because you start assuming the fact they don't trust you makes you psychologically believe that you can trust them. But it's just the opposite, actually. Anyone who doesn't trust you likely can't be trusted. Unless you're a bad person and ain't paying people, then none of this advice counts for you. But I'm going to assume everyone listens awesome. You guys are fair. You're doing good stuff. You're putting good vibes out into the world. If you are, like, I can tell you when you find a good person, this isn't even a problem. And anyone who's ever given me a lot of crap and I've had to do a ton of convincing, it became really quickly clear why they were so worried about getting paid up front, because they just weren't capable to do the work. And yeah, bottom line, man, they just couldn't do the work. So they knew in their heart when they were agreeing they could do the work and they were telling you all that cool stuff, they knew they couldn't. They knew that wasn't going to happen. And then if they got the money up front, they don't have to worry about getting paid because they'll just, say, well, I don't agree. The work's awesome. So we got to have that power, right? We got to have it. And the second piece of it, I'm going to just go into even deeper and give you some extra value. The second piece is you have to have abundance. So we create contractor funnels for all of our students and everyone of our clients that we work with. And as they have these funnels, what it does, it very narrowly focuses on the exact right contractor, the exact work they're going to do, the standardized price, the standardized time. It does all that. And it just brings in and weeds out people who are ready to work for your rate, your amount, and you just totally can just hire them right from there. It's so empowering when someone's like, well, I need money up front. You got like 3 other people that have agreed to do the job that don't need money up front. You're going to be like, hey, man, I understand. We don't do that. It's totally cool if that doesn't work for you. And we even usually do that on the phone, to be honest. Like, we're not even going to meet them at the house and spend a lot of time because anyone who's met us at the house, they've already agreed upon the price, the standardized units, that we're paying them, how long it's going to take, and how we're going to pay. If they haven't agreed to all those things, we don't meet them, period. So we've got this thing locked up. So we get 2 or 3 people out to the house and they've all agreed on all those terms. Good chance they're not going to be out there talking about getting paid up front. That's how we stop that pain of being like spending all your time to ride to the flip, waiting for them to get there 30 minutes late. And it's like one dude and he gives you crap and you feel cornered, right? You're kind of cornered feeling because you're like, I invested all this time and I don't want to keep doing this. This is a lot of work. So no, that's part of the hustle that they create, and we don't allow them to create it. That's all the strategy and science that we teach and work on and use in our own business, because we got to make sure they can't get us into those corners, because if they do, there'll be no really great way to get out of that. So paying them up front, I don't pay anyone up front. And honestly, I don't have a problem with it. And many students, once they get their head wrapped around the fact that it's very possible, and they've seen a few people actually do that, then it becomes their standard and it gets easy. It's just hard initially because, see, we've all been trained to think like retail and not like commercial, but we are a commercial business, right? We're not retail homeowners.
Yeah. And so you kind of mentioned this lightly when you said you pay the guys for how much work they did, up to that point. So I just want to clarify, when you have someone you're working with and let's say they don't complete the work for whatever reason, they just can't do it, or like, they quit the job or whatever the case may be, right? Let's just say the work's undone, but they started the process. What is your process for paying them then? For someone who's kind of gotten in it, but
yeah, they're in a little bit of a jam. Look, if they're cool about it and they're pretty honest, like, hey man, it's just not what I thought. I couldn't get it done. We're going to go above and beyond to try to work it out for them. We're not going to pay them until we get someone else to come in and finish it. But let's say we agreed to pay them $2,000 to do a job, and we go get some other estimates to finish their work, and it's $1,000. Then as soon as that, I can get someone that I trust, that I know, and if it's someone I've not worked with, then I got to let them do the work. But if it's someone I trust could get it done for $1,000, then I would release $1,000 to them and give the difference to the other person. Because the bottom line is, I don't want to hold their money. I don't want to steal it from them, but I need to know, what is it going to cost me to finish that $2,000 job that was agreed upon? And if it's $1,000, I want to make sure I only give them $1,000. What I don't want to do is agree upon a price ahead of time before I know what it's going to cost to finish it. Because what if I come in and someone's done, like I had a time where a guy did plumbing, and he's like, man, I'm like 2/3 done. Just give me 2/3 of the money and you can pay somebody 1/3 to finish it. So I got some estimates before I paid him, and come to find out, he didn't glue any of the pipes together. There was virtually nothing he had done that was actually worth saving. And the estimate to finish his work was actually more than the estimate to do his work. And he had basically cost me a lot of money with the pipe. So I was in a unique position where I couldn't give them anything. Most of the time I can give people something, and I can give them, and I want to try to make them whole. I might even take a couple $100 hit in between to work it out. I mean, that's going to be a personal preference, but I try to keep people from wanting to burn my house down. So if I can find a way, like for a few $100, I can keep people happy, I'm in. But what I won't let them do is kind of bully me and kind of threaten me or try to like force me to pay it to them. Like, I've had people try to be like, well, I want the whole 2K. No, dude, like, I'm going to pay you this, like, because you didn't finish. Or if you want the whole 2K, finish. And they try to talk you in circles, but the bottom line is, you got their money. It is so easy to be a good communicator when you have the power. If they got your money, dude, there's nothing I can teach on that. You're just completely powerless. You're in a negotiation with nothing to negotiate, right? It's like you can't win a negotiation no matter how skilled you are if you have nothing to negotiate with. Right? If we got their money, we got plenty to negotiate with. So that's how we handle it. We always try to be fair and ethical about it. We don't want to rip anyone off. We don't want to be like, hey, you screwed me over. You took too long. We want to definitely take the high road as often as possible, but that doesn't mean just giving them money just to get the problem to go away. We find a fair solution for both parties. And since we control the money, we'll make sure that it's fair to us, and very clearly fair to us. Even if I have to take $100, $200 hit, it's not a big deal. Just not letting them run off with the family jewels, That's what they're trying to do. Trying to loot the treasure chest.
Well, I mean, I think those are all the questions I got, Mike. I mean, thanks again, man. I think that's going to be helpful to a lot of investors out there who are trying to figure out how to manage paying their contractors and, protecting, like you said, protecting the family jewels, because that's what's most important.
It is. Sometimes I think we're too loose with our money, right? I've so many times seen people willing to give $10,000 and call it a day because a contractor ripped them off, and they say, well, I'm just learning. I found that it was way more affordable for me about 4 years ago to hire a coach. It cost me a couple grand a month. I found that every month I was saving 5 to 10K in money that I was wasting in my business. A lot of times it's about, how do you invest your money? Are you going to invest your money in a transformation, transforming into that person who understands construction, who has systems, who takes control of their contractors and how business is done? Or are you going to give like way more money to the problems that you have every day? The main reason I, for many years, just put the money towards it. I mean, we would be times where I was 10K a flip over, and we did 100 flips that year. It's $1 million in wasted money. And I remember me and my partner were talking about hiring this exact coach who really changed my life. We wouldn't hire him because we felt like, oh, $3,000 a month, that's too much. But we were losing like $1 million a year. I don't even can't break that down. I think it's like roughly 100 grand a month. We were doing like 30 flips at a time. But you start to think about that, right? We were not willing to invest like 40K a year to not lose $1 million. So some of this is all about who you need to become in order to solve these problems. Right? You got to have good systems. You got to know the best way to work with people. You definitely got to do things differently. For years, I was taught so many old school tactics that are still being taught by so many people that are charging 30 to 50K for coaching. And they're just giving you this like outdated stuff that hasn't worked since 2005, because maybe they haven't flipped since 2005. They're just, big coaches. The stuff that's working right now is like next level, man. That's what we got a great free training if you guys want to check it out called Cracking the Contractor Code. About an hour and a half long. We dive into some really good stuff there. And if you like what we're doing on the podcast with the contractor stuff, you got a lot of pain around that, you want to kind of really take it to the next level, keep digesting these podcasts and do it on a regular basis, because every time you take and you get this little bit of information and you just change your thought process just a teeny bit, it starts to compound into really big results. It's why we give these podcasts once a week, because we're hoping that you're checking them out, you're listening to them every week, and you will grow as a person over a 6-month period after you take this information in. And that's what we're hoping for. So I hope that you're getting some great value from it. Delante, I appreciate you coming on the show. Flip Factor family, I appreciate you guys listening as always. And you have a lot of choices out there, so we really respect your time. And we'll get right to the point. If anyone has any interest in us helping them build out these systems in their business, a lot of it's done for you. There's some things you will do, but we really help expedite your results with that. Feel free to reach out to me at mike@theflipfactor.net, or you can jump on the flipfactor.net website and check out the free training. Besides that, I hope you guys got some cool stuff today. I'm Michael Green, and my work's done here, but yours has just begun. Stay awesome, everyone, and go out there and win some high profit deals and get some awesome contractors. See you guys, and thank you, Delante, for coming on.